Hi everyone, my name is Sylvia Gramaja, and I have been working with Canal Alliance since my freshman year. And given that I am a part of the Latinx community and grew up in the Canal neighborhood, I would say that I came in with a lot more knowledge about the neighborhood and the community compared to other students that are coming into the Latinx community within the Canal neighborhood for the first time. I have worked and helped assist in the following programs: digital literacy, rental assistance, Canal Alliance outreach, and am also going to continue to help with Voces de Canal. Throughout these programs, I have learned how to help my community in new ways using tools according to their specific needs. Growing up, I have always known about Canal Alliance. I even used their resources when I was younger. I remember going to the food pantries with my mom and aunt when I was much younger and it was starting out. Through assisting in these programs, I have been able to notice all of the social capitals that the Latinx community has within the Canal neighborhood. For example, navigational capital, I can really see how they navigate through the systems that are supposed to bring minorities like themselves down, but they really learn how to navigate through them and find resources and how to use those resources. And aside from using that navigational capital, they also have familial capital and they have aspirational capital and many more. They have a sense of community that really, when they hear about resources, they are quick to share them with their family members, their neighbors. They do not shy away from demonstrating how they can come together and really help each other out, even if it's just about spreading awareness about the resources that are available. It's one thing hearing the stories that we can hear through videos in class, but once you're out in the community and really hear their stories and see the children that they are supporting, and you hear about the families that they are supporting back in their home country, you really are able to understand, not completely, but on a deeper level, the amount of stress they are under and how the system itself and all the policies that are in place affect them with just being able to live a calm and non-stressful life. And then this next clip, you will see a mural that's painted on the Canal Alliance building that really just shows what the community is about. It's bright colors, which it really shows the culture within the community, shows how alive they are and how they come together even through all the struggles that they face.
Upon starting working with them, I realized that a lot of the people that come to our door basically were people from my community. And what I found really astonishing was that they were not afraid to come and ask for help. I think that's one of the things that was really impressive because I know a lot of people in my community do not ever really come forward asking for help because they fear things such as like being deported because of their immigration status, not receiving enough help, or not receiving the attention that they need because they don't speak the same language. Since a lot of the people who are from the Canal community do not speak English, it is an obstacle and a barrier that often hurts them because they are not able to seek for help or ask for any resources that may be available to them.
Another program in the Canal community I have continued to work with and am currently working with is Canal Alliance Rental Assistance Program. The rental assistance program allows low-income residents to apply for help for past due rent and future rent. Additionally, I work with Health Hub's food pantry to provide San Rafael and Novato low-income residents make food accessible. As a service learner, I am a Latina giving back to my Latinx community. One quality and skill that we are focusing on is challenging power imbalances and becoming an ally.
My name is Sabrina Angelinitis, and I'm serving at Canal Alliance as a citizenship aide in citizenship class. I am working with immigrants to help them prepare them for their citizenship interview and do well on it as well. And I feel like it's very important to have an education. Yeah, and I realize the whole severity of everything, that they are doing this for their families, they're learning a new language, and there's probably a lot of pressure on them to provide for the family. And also, even in high school, you have to learn a language, and I remember how hard that was to do. It takes a while, so it just made me have more respect and admiration for them. I don't remember exactly what day, but this couple that I knew, I was pretty close with, they were talking about how over the weekend they got to relax and watch football, and it was one of the best weekends they've had in a while, and I could just tell in their eyes that they hadn't done it in a while as well. And he then ended up explaining that he works 2 jobs. And it just kind of hit me that, like, that is the reality for some people in the United States, is people do have to work 2 jobs.
Hello, my name is Stephanie Nunez, and I am a freshman here at Dominican University. I am a social justice major, and I am also part of the Civic Action Fellowship Club. My service learning has been focused on helping people with their citizenship tests and also tech literacy. While working in the Canal community, there are a lot of things I have learned. It has taught me to not assume what a community needs, but to actually go to the community and ask them what they need. I've also learned the difference between helping and serving. I have learned to take myself out of the center and realize that this service is for them and not for me to simply just get hours out of it. By being an outsider, it is my responsibility to be quiet and listen to them. They are going to teach me everything I need to know about them. Sure, they may need my assistance when it comes to more professional things, but it all starts at the root, which is them. I would like to be able to advocate for them more and to use my privilege to uplift their voices.
Hello, I am Johanna James, a first-year student at Dominican University and a Civic Action Fellow. This is my first time working with Canal and Canal Alliance. To be learning about the community directly from its members is a privilege that I am getting to experience. And one of the best examples I can give for the tremendous work going on is the Voices of Canal Coalition. Voices of Canal is made up of resident leaders and immigrants of San Rafael. Their main objective is to have residents' voices be heard through the coalition and have power be given back to the people. A great quote from Marina Palma, a founding member and leader of Voices of Canal, is that no one knows the community better than the community itself. This is very true and inspires the work of the coalition. Voices of Canal wants to identify the biggest needs of the community by surveying its residents. This gives residents an opportunity to tell their stories in their own way and have their concerns be acknowledged. Canal Alliance and Voices of Canal have worked together on multiple projects, and most recently they are working on COVID health campaigns and addressing some of the biggest issues that have been compounded because of the pandemic. This includes affordable housing, job security, and overall health.
Hi, my name is Alejandra. I learned so much about these 2 Guatemalans teenagers and their stories. For me, it was not that hard to connect with them because I'm also an immigrant and I can empathize with them much more. I came in 2015, but through a petition for my grandma. It was hard to readjust and get used to living here and this environment, but it doesn't compare at all to the stories of immigrant children who actually cross the border and risk their life to get here. Everyone knows stories, but never gets to actually try to see them in a deeper level, like meaning what brought them to take such an action and how do they become so strong and resilient after. Something that I can take away from meeting them is how much I've grown in immigration awareness. I never thought about the different experiences and challenges that many immigrants go through coming and when they are already here. Every single person has different motives, reasons, and barriers, and every story is so unique. One of my mentees told me how he didn't know how to use a computer that they gave him at school. Plus, his computer was also used and it was not working well. He reached out for help and he went to to the school, and he asked them for a new computer that he didn't know how to use it. So he was put in a class where they were helping him how to use that computer. And then out of nowhere one day took him out of the class with no explanation whatsoever, and they also denied him to give him a new computer. This had a really big impact on him. He was denied of a laptop that is something so essential for him, and took out of a class that was helping him succeed. So how is he going to succeed in school when he doesn't know how to use a laptop properly, and the laptop doesn't even work? He tried to reach out and they just ignored him, and he ended up not getting help. I talked to my advisor in in OFY, and he was able to actually give him a computer. Unfortunately, that would be the last time that I would actually have a conversation with my mentee. He decided to stop being in the program, and I can think it was probably because of the lack of motivation he felt when their school couldn't help him. He probably realized how his school, instead of being supportive, they neglected him for something so elemental for his education. Therefore, he probably felt hopeless and stopped wanting to reach out and wanting to be part of the program. This is something that actually happens a lot in immigrant kids when they don't want to use the resources that they have. It's because they feel like no matter what they do or no matter what they get, they're always going to be let down by their system.
My name is Mia Panera. I am currently a third-year psychology major, and my community partner for the year has been with San Pedro Elementary School in San Rafael. For those of you who don't know, majority of the students at San Pedro Elementary are second language learners. What I love most about working with San Pedro Elementary is how welcoming every single person I've interacted with has been. When I'm at the school, it truly feels like a community that I didn't just step into. It feels like I've always been a part of it. And one of the things that I've loved the most is getting to know the culture of the students that I work with, but also seeing how they're interested in my culture as well. So I actually started working with Miss Todd, the teacher that I work with throughout the day. And I'm planning on teaching the students a cultural dance from my Filipino culture, because they've never heard of Filipino culture before or the Philippines. And I think from a colonial standpoint, there are many similarities between Latinx culture and specifically Filipino culture. The class that I work with is a combination class of fourth and fifth graders, majority fifth graders, and they love music. They're all very musical students. They enjoy lessons revolving around music or drums or instruments. And so I think that this will be a very, very fun activity for them.
Hi, my name is Amani Bed. I am a Palestinian Arab American working to earn my Bachelor's of Arts in Business and Environmental Science as a student athlete at Dominican University of California.
And it was important for me to work with the youth and specifically focus on environmental and equity-centered education so that we can move towards a more just and sustainable future, especially for the youth who are the most threatened by the realities of climate change right now. And I think that when we learn about these systems and the systems that have brought us to the climate crisis, we can dive deeper into the solutions that are needed and the possibilities of a better future to empower us and dismantle these systems that have created this problem.
Wow, it was really impactful. Yeah, that's like really interesting to hear about, because I feel like that is like kind of where I'm going and like what I'm thinking about I want to do when I'm once I graduate. But I think like something with that in business, like that's really cool to hear about how we can like integrate environmental studies and thinking into like more of our day to day. And education is such a big one, of course.
Hello, my name is Jessica Vlaskos. I'm a freshman at Dominican University of California. I go by the pronoun she/her. I'm majoring in psychology, bachelor's of arts. I'm working with the Multicultural Center Marin. Many Latinx people work every day from morning until night, but their low wages do not always allow them to afford things that they desperately need. Some are unemployed, not having a job because of the pandemic or even before it started. The critical root causes that I see in the community I have been working with this semester is food security, housing, and unemployment. According to ACS from 2013-2017, with the 5-year estimate, there are 4.3% Latinx who are unemployed in comparison to white people at 3.9% in Marin County. And there are most likely undocumented people not included in this estimate, which would make it much higher. One Saturday morning, I also met Gabby, Adrian's sister, who shared her own experience as an immigrant and how she now works at the Multicultural Center of Marin. Through sharing our struggles, we can heal each other by helping one another. Through this new connection with Gabby, I realized that we both desire change in our local community, where we grew up, and that I now have the opportunity to serve. I felt empowered by her sharing her struggles and growth, that I wasn't the only Latina wanting more equity for our people, and an overhaul of the current economic system as a whole. I love all the work I have been doing for the community and will benefit from this opportunity to learn services and provide support for the rest of my life. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Charlotte, and for the 2022 spring semester, I had the pleasure of volunteering at Community Action Marin for my Civic Action Fellowship. While working at Community Action Marin, I was able to interact with many members of the community and really understand what my social responsibility was. I got to meet tons of people who were really struggling to make their rent, to feed their kids, or to find jobs. And coming from a place of privilege, being in college and having a job and, coming from a white background, it was really important for me to interact with community members in an unbiased and completely open way while still recognizing where I come from and what I bring to the table. So throughout my time there, I made lasting connections with both the other volunteers at the site and members within the community. It took a lot of social responsibility skills and communication skills to be able to help some people who were maybe going through personal problems that they wouldn't share with me, that made it a little harder to give them the services they needed or to connect them with the right departments. Other times there were communication issues if maybe we didn't speak the same language or I just wasn't able to understand what they needed. I really think that the most pressing issue based on my experience at Community Action Marin, working with both the homeless outreach program and with the client intake services and with the volunteers, is housing. Housing is a huge issue facing Marin County right now, as there's very little affordable housing available in Marin County. And I'm looking forward to continuing my commitment, possibly next semester, and helping combat this housing inequity that I see in Marin County.
Hello, my name is Renee Takahashi. I am currently a freshman majoring in psychology attending Dominican University of California. As a service learner in the community this semester, I'm a learner, to put it quite literally. Some of the qualities, responsibilities, and aspirations that I'll try to uphold, aim for, or achieve in the community as a service learner are to always have an open mind to anyone and anything in any situation, to always be educated with the current social and environmental issues.
I'm Hayden Peregrino, and I worked at the Ritter Center this past semester. Coming into the community, I definitely knew certain parts were of low income, so going into service, I did have expectation that there would be a lot of homeless people I had to help, and that I knew every single person there was making a difference. So being able to be a part of that community, even as small as it is, was life-changing.